Witches need killing. I'll kill you!
What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of this...
What?
I'm Dr. Reed.
No.
I have found a very...
Oh, I see.
The gang's recruiter was dead.
I love my Albert, sir.
Whatever the...
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's...
Perhaps
I'm sick, broken.
a gun, alcohol.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
I cannot enter. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill him, boy! Vermin! Crush the leech, boys! Die, vermin! We have to stop him! So many deaths. Oh, sweet girl. Sure we're making a difference. Makes me like the book.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end...
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless.
Anyway, I have concluded my...
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you, it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop?
No, Jonathan.
What type?
Not a true vampire.
Why does
Dr. Swansea is a good...
And
As you well know, suspicion has
what do you know?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London.
I know this is...
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen.
Very well.
A lady...
And who
My maker.
A vampire?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon.
I've been hearing a voice.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could the...
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny.
Excuse me.
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without...
I don't understand.
That is a question only the one who made you can answer.
So me being...
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legend,
I'd like to have...
the process is...
Are there many?
Immortals are of a rare breed.
Do you know any of...
You mean your maker?
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover...
Will they all...
I do not see why not. But remember,
That sound.
vampire politics are as in...
When I awoke,
Though I can't be certain,
once,
they have seen better days. But all
you make them...
more a society.
I've been away from London and England for 3...
Things have gone from bad to worse.
The Spanish...
Yes,
What is it?
fear has long since flown this.
I bid you farewell.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk
The flower's dying. It needs water.
It's locked, all right.
Evening, Edgar.
Please speak.
This strain of flu.
Really? What?
I've just looked at the blood.
I see.
This disease spread.
This is very...
Yes. Unlike the flu,
You mean like rabies?
there's a lot we're not seeing.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic...
What on earth?
Why you, my dear boy? With your expertise...
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could...
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and...
We'll discuss this more.
No, thank you, Jonathan.
Yes?
I'm afraid...
My sister.
She's to be buried.
I see.
I'm sorry, John.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Better go home, sir. Stop now! Kill him! Best run along home, sir. Stop right now! Get your weapons ready! With that! Watch it! It's a killer!
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
What do you want?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people?
They've lost their mind.
You seem to know.
I'm Dr. Jonathan.
I am Shaoshun.
It's locked. Shouldn't you go back?
Maybe later. But for now.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
A vampire, crying over the death of a loved one. It sounds like a bad joke.
No, Jonathan. She was your sister. And the pain of her death, the hunger that killed her, will stab at you for years. It's important to cry for those you love.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Thank you, my lady. I will.
Good. But be careful. If I found you here, others may too.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Best be moving on. Best run along home, sir. The power of the Lord commands you.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me...
There are no secrets from...
I've made myself perfect.
Your eyes burn with rage.
Very well.
Open your heart.
She was my...
You seem so true.
She was...
I see.
She died because of
I have a final question.
Ask you.
What word?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promised to find him.
You have been heard, my son.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell. Hello again, miss. Very well.
remember you.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You.
As shall my...
What is it?
This age is...
This.
Seek truth.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked.
Are you worried about them?
Of course, you're right. But we cannot...
You mentioned the dead.
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Very well.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you...
Please then.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought...
So Hampton became more beast than man?
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of
Do you really believe they would come...
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard...
Very well. Since I...
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
And what of my own life?
What on earth happened here?
Oh, Jonathan. I can't...
Yes. And
Jonathan!
forgive me if I feel despondent.
I'm always...
I have experienced a certain...
Now that's quite a question.
Is this a sign?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But
Aren't you?
very little scares me, my...
Have you embraced
Her name was Amelia.
temptations?
Over the years, any pleasure I once believed...
Is there sufficient...
Yes, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon?
What more can...
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to raid...
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were...
What is?
The Ascalon...
Thank you,
Burn it, boys!
Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here.
There's one of them vermin!
Who are they? It's on to us.
He's dead!
Pushing. It's a killer. Look at it! Vicious bugger!
Watch the leech, boys!
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys!
Get away from me, you bastard!
Are you all right, sir?
I'm not sure.
I hope you realize.
I'm not a.
I wasn't specifically.
They took my boy!
I see. But as I.
Well, this part of town.
Are you sure you'll.
Young man.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this. Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck up?
Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, some fancy...
So you won't.
The name is Booth Digby.
Do you know where I...
The sad...
He was one of my...
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye. Good evening, miss.
Who are you?
As I just told you.
The Pembroke Hospital.
I'm not here.
Miss Edwin.
Can I see...
As long as you have...
Mark my words, miss.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then.
Problem is to solve
If the
one.
sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor
Good
folk
evening,
he
Tom.
needs a
Good
catch.
evening, sir.
You remember?
Of course I do.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still...
Tom,
I heard the sad saint was...
the important... Where is it?
It's in an old...
Goodbye, Miss...
By night.
Times like these, a good drink's just as
Your
likely to cause a
sewer
problem
dog
as to
is
solve
my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt.
Another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think?
Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Sean Hampton's trail, too.
You leeches, you killing! Crush the leech! Its head!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast. This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
Let's turn around.
You leech! Leech! Filthy fucking beast! Oh, that's good smart! Die, beast! You'll pay for that! Over there! There's one of them!
Watch out, boys! That cannot be defeated!
Over there! There's one of them!
Good evening, miss.
A fancy doctor lurking at night.
And what about you?
You want to know my secret?
Is it not...
As long as I have good legs, I can run.
Are you...
Mr. Hampton's night asylum.
What can you...
It's just the nickname of... Mr. Hampton must be in his...
He was a patient.
I see.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
But why the long...
It looks like we've got...
Put your faith in the Lord.
Since you left Pembroke,
Ask what you will.
aren't you a...
We are blessed.
Do you think...
If that is your burden, Doctor...
But you must...
No, not your scripture.
Why...
This is my home.
And what about William...
Alas, poor William.
Wonders never...
And what of you? A vampire...
Why did you kill...
Killed old
But you were...
Of course. But she...
So you claim Miss
Though Harriet was an angry...
People have been
Have a little faith.
How do you...
Take this key of the old sewer.
I have to see for myself.
I'll be here when you return. It's in the pits, where the city is darkest. The place you'll find your light.
Come now, Lottie. There is still much work to do.
Best turn around if I were you.
Not a safe place. Right now, sir. Best be moving on. Lead spotted! Watch out! Oh my god! It's done for him!
It's locked, all right.
So that's it. These wheels control the water level.
That gate should shut properly now.